Hi, I'm Jasenia.
I'm Matthew.
And this is GDMLK.
Now we're going to throw it over to a special segment.
It's 8:52 here in New York. I'm Bryant Gumbel. We understand that there has been a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan. You're looking at the World Trade Center. We understand that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. We don't know anything more than that. We don't know if it was a commercial aircraft. We don't know if it was a private aircraft. We have no idea how many were on board or what the extent of the...
Yeah, hi. I'm on the 106th floor of the World Trade Center. We just had an explosion on the 105th floor.
On 9/11, I was in my apartment getting ready to go to work, and my husband was watching the news in the morning, and he started screaming, "Oh my gosh, a plane just hit!" And he called me over to the room, but when I saw it, I thought it was a hoax, and I thought it was computer generated. I didn't think it was actually happening live. It wasn't until my husband insisted, and I started looking, and I thought, oh, for sure it's an accident that the plane hit. But then afterwards, when the second plane hit, I was like, oh no, this is not an accident. But I still got ready and I went to work. And that day at work, they told us to limit the amount of media that the students watched on TV because they didn't want the students to be emotionally scarred from watching all those scenes all day long. So I continued teaching, and then I went home and watched more of the news.
So the significance of 9/11, for those who didn't remember it actually, when it actually happened, really the significance is that we were hit by an enemy that we knew about but didn't fully recognize at the time, and that we were kind of complacent a little bit in our view of the world. I think the real significance of 9/11 today is that we need to remember that the freedoms that we have in this country are not a given. That there are people around the world who don't look at our freedoms as a good thing. They think it's an affront to their either way of life or their religion or whatever. But that we need to be vigilant and recognize that our way of life and what we do in America in terms of our freedoms and the liberties that we have can't be taken for granted. And so I think it's a good reminder every year that the service that we do to each other or for each other is important. Who we are as Americans is important. That we honor those brave folks who fight for us, and we honor the law enforcement and the people and the first responders that go into those buildings when other people run away from them. I think it's important that we as Americans know who we are, and every generation we have one of these kind of tragedies, I think, that happens. You go back to, assassinations of presidents, and you go to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and people remember when those things occurred, and it brings us back to that time when we were just a little bit more innocent.
9/11, I was in college. I was going into my second year. I was actually in San Luis Obispo early for our orientation program. I was still, we hadn't started school yet. So I actually woke up, my TV was on a timer. It was actually my alarm clock at that time. And I woke up to Channel 4, Matt Lauer, no comment on that, saying the World Trade Centers are no more. I get up really quickly wondering what the heck was going on. I was still, like I said, I was sleeping in, school hadn't started. And I'm just sitting on the television for the rest of the day, flipping between that, all the cable channels, Telemundo even, it was crazy. And I never left my bed, just staring at my television the entire time. It was really gnarly. And then the rest of the time after that, it was just all we ever talked about.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. And like always,
Have a good day, MLK.